What is going on with Wendy Williams? We're in lockdown here in Australia, so I have a special investigation for you. We're trying to get to the bottom of Wendy Williams. Not too close to her bottom because she is prone to farting. I don't want to die. I feel like ever since Ellen DeGeneres got cancelled, everyone started looking at Wendy Williams like, all right, now that Ellen's gone, what's going on here? Like, we're not trying to cancel Wendy Williams. We're just really looking at her and going, dude, because of how terrible Ellen DeGeneres was to her staff, I never even noticed that this serial farter was still on television. Wendy Williams' TV show is kind of like a YouTube tea channel where she's spilling the tea or spilling herself across the floor when she faints under the hot lights. But for the most part, her television show seems to be for people who are either not white enough to like Ellen DeGeneres or a little bit homophobic, so they settle for Wendy Williams. And if I'm being honest, watching a Wendy Williams TV show is kind of like watching a Joe Biden speech, you know? Like, they're talking, but is anything happening in here? You know, it seems very, very strange. There's a lot of plastic surgery that seems to have gotten in between the brain and the mouth, and that's why you have moments like this.
All men and women created by...
I like Wendy Williams, to be honest. Like, I've been doing YouTube for almost 10 years now, and not once have I had the confidence to fart while recording and then just leave it in, you know? Like, I don't think I've farted and then cut it out. This chick is like literally cutting hot ones many times in a row and just going, yeah, I'm going to ignore it and continue on my sentence. It's fucking awesome. There are so many classic moments of Wendy Williams' TV show to like pick apart, but something that just happened recently I love, where it's Wendy Williams talking about this kid who's blown up on TikTok and spends about 40 seconds to a minute just trashing the kid for having more followers on TikTok than she does.
Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me. 2.5 million.
On TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
Wendy, I hate to break it to you. You're 50-something, all right? Every teenager on the planet has more followers on TikTok than God did in his prime. Now, Wendy's audience is just as old as she is, so they also don't have any idea who this kid is. And she just suddenly throws out dig after dig after dig to the audience to make the audience dislike this kid. I feel like someone's about to stand up with a pitchfork and start booing, but then she reveals that he was murdered.
So here he is. He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning. Oh, all those followers.
And how confusing must that be for an audience member? Like, first of all, you tell me all about this TikTok kid, you gear me up to hate the guy, and then you tell me that that he's dead. Like, how am I supposed to feel? Like, I was watching this clip going, yeah, man, why does this kid have more TikTok followers than Wendy? I started feeling like, oh, someone should do something about this, and then you tell me that someone already has? Now I don't know what to feel. Now, of course, we need to address the elephant in the room, or in this case, the elephant's stench, and that is this. Wendy Williams keeps farting on her TV show. She does it every day. She won't stop. She doesn't acknowledge it. Like, she basically farts through her sentence.
Oh, excuse me.
Which is honestly impressive. Like, if you really need to fart, it's very difficult to have air coming out this end and that end at the same time while remaining completely natural. Like, I think if she wasn't mic'd up at the time, we wouldn't even have noticed. That's how much of a pro she is at farting. Like, I think, honestly, judging by how naturally her fart came out and her sentence continued over the top of it, I reckon she farts every episode. It's just this time it wasn't silent. And honestly, I think that's an achievement. Like, very rarely can I fart and continue a sentence. It's just not something that I can do. It's not possible. I have a theory about Wendy, and my theory is that perhaps, maybe, potentially, she is a corpse. You know, because if you look at her face, it doesn't look very alive. They've done a lot of work to it. She looks embalmed almost. I think she might be some kind of marionette. Like, you know that when you die, you just lose control of your bowels. Clearly, that's happened to Wendy. Are we sure she's still alive? She's not just like when she records her show, has anyone checked like up the top in the rafters to see if there isn't some guy with puppet strings operating her? Has anyone checked that? I mean, have a look at what happens when the guy up top controlling Wendy Williams accidentally drops the puppet strings. Every 2 weeks, this woman is trending on TikTok and Twitter for something fucked she said or something that's come out of her ass. It's very confusing. I don't understand how this information is making its way to TikTok. Like, this must be TikTokers' mums telling their children about what Wendy Williams did on her TV show, and they must only tell their children when she does the most fuck stuff. So I reckon as much of the horrible things we're seeing on TikTok and on Twitter, I reckon that's got to be only about 3% of the crazy things she does on her TV show, and the other 97% is just normal for all of the boomer mums that are watching that shit, so they just let it slide. But the most terrible thing that Wendy Williams has done is threaten me, and we're about to get into that, but before we do, it's time to thank today's sponsor of the video, Ground News. Guys, today's video is sponsored by something really exciting. It's a startup called Ground News, a service that I think the internet desperately needs and something that I would love for you to check out. I've been using it recently and it's just great. As we all know, the media landscape today is completely broken. The news is no longer concerned with talking about the truth or getting information out there to the people without bias. Everything to do with news and social media and how it's presented is designed for clicks. And the best way to get those clicks is to make you angry. The press is no longer neutral and they are financially incentivized to push divisive content onto the rest of us to generate clicks. Social media makes this problem even worse by putting people into bubbles with massive blind spots so no one is really seeing the full picture when significant events occur. I genuinely think this is one of the biggest issues of our time, and Ground News is one of the few companies working for a solution to this massive problem. Ground News is a news comparison platform. What it does is it shows you how certain outlets are covering the same story so that you can easily identify their bias, especially when two outlets are using the same source to present two completely different ideas. You can actually see the full picture because Ground News is showing you it. Ground News itself is apolitical. They are not picking sides. The service is for people who are open to having their own views challenged. They're for people who want to see the full picture, even if it completely breaks their worldview of what they previously thought because of how information is presented to us in today's age. That's why I'm stoked about Ground News sponsoring the show, because it's what I want the internet to look like. I want to see every side of the story. I hate being locked into some bubble by Facebook or Twitter because according to their algorithm, they think that I'm this type of person who only wants to see this point of view. I want to see everything so I can inform myself and form my own conclusions and my own worldview without being infected by bias. I think it's a super cool service. It's a nice new startup and I'm stoked to have them sponsoring what I do. So try it for yourself today and see the full picture. Check the link in my description to download the free Ground News app. Honestly, it's incredible. I have been using it daily since I downloaded it. I highly recommend it. Support the brands that support what I do. I'm stoked to have Ground News aboard. Check it out. It's really, really great. Now, as I said, Wendy Williams has done a lot of crazy things, but this by far is the most heinous thing that she's done. Wendy Williams on her television show has threatened me and my family, and I will not stand for it. When I was recording my podcast, Spearhead Sundays, this clip was brought to my attention of Wendy threatening me and my family, and I will not stand for it. Britney Spears' family have initiated a conservatorship, which basically they've gone to the judge. This bitch is crazy. And the only way we can help her is if you give me access to her bank account so I can buy a Rolex. And Britney can't make any of her own decisions. She has what is it? I'm glad that you corrected me there because I was going to say IED. An improvised explosive device. Fuck, imagine if she had one of those implanted in her. Some fucking massive landmine that was made with a car battery and some nails just implanted in her arm. And if she does something toxic, it explodes. That'd be crazy. But she has an IUD in her arm, so she can't get pregnant. And that's fucked. Terrible. Save Britney.
Leave Britney alone.
Keelan has sent me this video. This is what she has to say about the Britney Spears situation.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
What?
Even the audience seemed to think Wendy Williams.
Death? Come on, Wendy, what did I do to you? Death? What do you mean, death to Mrs. Spears? What did my mum do? What are you bringing mum into this for? Come on, my dad, he's just a builder. Sometimes he makes guitars. What's the issue?
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
What is she, some kind of... Is she in the fucking Taliban? And death to Mr. Spears. Wendy just got so wrapped up in how much she hates the Spears family that even the audience was shocked. Look at her face. Like, what was she expecting from the audience? She's calling for the death of people on TV. What did she expect from the audience? Like, for all of them to stand up, put on balaclavas and shoot AK-47s into the air? Is that what she wanted? Look at her face when the audience just is shocked. She is shocked. I don't know if she's shocked at the audience's reaction or if she's also shocked at what she said.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
I think Wendy Williams.
You can literally hear one guy go, Jesus, what the fuck, Wendy? I thought I was gonna win like a gift package or something. Instead, I'm part of death to Mr. and Mrs. Spears. You know that guy who went Jesus? This dude?
Even the audience.
When he goes, Jesus, he just realized that he wasn't at Ellen DeGeneres. He's like, Jesus, she's black. I thought I was at fucking Ellen DeGeneres. I thought it smelled different. That's why she's so shocked. She just shit herself. He goes, death to Mrs. Spears. No, I've shit myself. She just... Oh, fuck. I want that to be my ringtone.
And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
What?
Even the audience.
What kind of reaction did she think she was gonna get by going death to all of them on fucking national TV? I wouldn't even do that on this fucking show. Death? I mean, it's pretty fucked. But I don't want them killed, you know? Like, guarantee you she didn't say that when 9/11 happened, you know? Like, 9/11 happened and Wendy Williams would be like, oh, this is pretty bad. This sucks. But all of a sudden, Britney Spears can't drive a Lamborghini anymore. And she's like, death to you, Mrs. Spears. Leave my mother alone. Leave her out of this, Wendy. And there we have it, Wendy. Okay, I'm going to need a response. I want an official apology from you. Death threats don't scare me. All right, hear that? Death threats don't scare me. Full restock coming soon, July 24, the 3-year anniversary of my comedy special. It's coming out soon, okay? And yes, I am plugging something while acting like I'm having an argument with Wendy Williams. It's unacceptable, and I won't stand for it. Death threats don't scare me, Wendy. Now, I'm saying that to you, but I'm also saying that to the viewer. You should buy my stuff. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We're in lockdown at the moment, so it's kind of messed up our content just a little bit. We're going to get back into the swing of things again. Our lockdown just got extended, so bear with me. It's as frustrating for me as it is for you and anyone else who's in the same situation. It messes with everything. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and tickets to my tour are on sale now, and I hope it happens. If it doesn't happen, we'll reschedule the dates or give you refunds if you can't make the new one. So grab your tickets now. Some of the shows are selling out, and I would love to see you there. And Wendy, see you later.